Bonjour. Oh my, you've been busy waiting for me. Sorry about the delay. I had to take a shower because I went running, but here I am with the butter rich cookies. As promised, I waited. I am drooling already. I waited. I really had to wait to make a big effort because I was dying to open this, but let's not wait a minute. To me, this is one of the best souvenirs, one of the best sweets of Hokkaido. So I got this big box the other day. Let's open it together. I don't know how many pieces there are in there. Let's see, is it written? No, it's not written. And so I checked online, and apparently I need to check because I'm not sure if this is a site, a Japanese site, but they might be delivering worldwide. So if you don't find this in your country, I think that you can order it. So, are you ready? It's just a box, not so far, but ja-jang! Voila, plain box. What's in there? Yes, I am very good, thank you. The treasure, unboxing the Hokkaido treasure. Ja-jang! Voila. Then we have a nice card in there. What is this? Ah, okay. It's written that this company was built in 1917. So I bet this is some kind of history about the company. No, not even. They are just showing maybe other products. Voila. So how many pieces do we have? Well, the box was pretty big, but see, there are only 2, 4, 5, 10 pieces only, so it's not that much. I mean, that was a really big box, but I guess that 10 pieces, I can make it until before the expiry date, before the whole thing expires. That's in May. Yes, 3rd of May. So I really like those cookies because, as the name says, it's butter lychee. Hokkaido butter lychee. Hokkaido butter rich cookies. And okay, I'm going to open it. It's a biscuit filled with no, not enough cookies to feed you guys, sorry, but enough to feed me. So it's filled, and actually I had forgotten what it was filled with because I haven't had this in a long time. It's filled with raisin, budone, raisin soaked in rum. So this is rum raisin flavored butter cookies, and you can see, I'm not sure you can see how rich I think it's really full of butter. Should I try and open it maybe? But I wouldn't want to break it. Jang! Ooh la la! Lots of raisin soaked in rum, right? And you can see that it's pretty soft, the cream inside. This is so good. Just this, I can really feel the rum and it looks buttery, I think. So let's have it. Bon appétit. It really smells like rum raisin. So, alors only in Antarctica, I have to admit, to confess something. I have never had Oreo in my life. And I hear so many people talking about it, so maybe someday I should try it. But let's have the butter rich Hokkaido cookie first. Itadakimasu. This is so good. It's it's so creamy, buttery, creamy, buttery, the inside, with that really delicate rum flavor. I haven't had rum resin in my mouth yet, but thanks for the tip in, Michael. But this, oh my god, it's just, especially if you like a butter and rum resin flavor, this is really the stuff you should try. The cookie, it's a little bit, you can see that there is a lot of butter in the cookie, you know, because it's crispy, but it really melts right away in the mouth. Let me have another bite. I have a resin now in my mouth, and it really has a deeper flavor when you have the resin, because it's soaked in rum. This is so good. And so in the aftertaste you can really feel also, I think, the butter. This is so good. So that was, I know this is short, but I mean, this is just the cookies, right? If you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer it. But it's really one of my favorite products from Hokkaido, because I think, you know, that Hokkaido, they have, they raise lots of cows, because it's an area where the nature is all around. So the cows are, I think, are happy there. So they have good milk, and they make really good cookies, like this rum resin thing. I also like the, there is another product, hopefully, let me see if I can show you. Hold on a second. I want to keep the light on. They have a what they call the shiroi. Yes, happy cows, happy cream, I think. Yeah, you are so right. So I found this company, sorry, back to the Hokkaido Butter Rich, and they sell it online. I did the notification, I think, was really short, because I did it 20 minutes before starting. So and they sell it for about $10, and apparently they deliver worldwide, so maybe you can get it. But what I really like also from Hokkaido is the shiroi koibito, the white lover. No, maybe, yeah, I think you say lover in like l'amoureux blanc. Voilà, in French we say amoureux. Maybe it's cuter than a lover, not sure. Shiroi koibito, that's something one day I will show you, but I think it's pretty famous, shiroi koibito. No, I haven't, voilà, I don't have it, voilà, amoureux. Shiroi koibito cake biscuits. You can find it, I'm not sure they have this, yes, no, see, I think they have the butter rich biscuits too at the airport, but this shiroi koibito, you must have seen those boxes. They have those everywhere. This is good too. It's like in French we call those biscuits langue de chat. Let me show you a better picture of the box. No, this is too small. We call, you know, langue de chat. It's a kind of a little bit hard, very thin biscuit, and In the middle, I think they put some kind of vanilla flavored cream. This is so good to the shiroi koibito. La, this one. So Hokkaido, they really have, I think, a nice souvenirs, omiyage, that you can get. So we are done with the food, but today I thought I would show you a seasonal tissue that I got at the store. It's not the usual box. They did a cherry blossom design on it. So you saw all those beer and beverage, konnichiwa, beverage, you know, they change the package. They do seasonal package, putting some sakura cherry blossom on it. And I found it and I thought, you know, that would be nice. Also, I think that most of you, especially those who have come to Japan, you know that when you are here, no, they are not scented tissue. And I have some, you know, still my hay fever. No, it's just no aroma tissue. Voila. But that would be trick. You should do some marketing in Japan. That would be actually a pretty good idea, I think. So I think that those who have no in Antarctica, it's not flavored, it's a plain tissue. You know that they give away pocket tissue. This is still about tissue. And they give it away for free around the stations usually. And I got, you know, they put some, it's to advertise stuff, right? And I got this one. It was not just the tissue in a box. It was inside. Sometimes they give you, you know, some leaflet with it. But it was funny because this time I even got a rubber thing, you know, to erase an eraser. Oh, Lisa is waking up. I think, oh my god, and Charlie, they got closer, those little babies. You heard the biscuits, they want some biscuits. Kawaii ne bonjour. We were here to sleeping in the background. This is a little bit maybe too buttery for you, but afterwards maybe you have just a small bit. That's a secret, okay? Don't tell your pet sitter, because her pet sitter, she's so strict. Go back here. So that was the babies. They gave me also a rubber, you know, eraser thing. So that was interesting. Yes, and the tissue, so usually you get it in a small pack like this. And yes, my babies are the cute tongue gang. And okay, coming back to the tissue, what was surprising to me is that in France we have first, we don't get free tissue in the streets, but also here it's so thin. And at the beginning, no, it doesn't come with an instruction, it comes with some information about in Shinjuku, what is there? Is this, okay, this is to sell some apartments. So I think I probably got those, this from close to Shinjuku. Voila, you can see Chewbacca again. And what was surprising to me is that those tissue, they are so thin. In France, the tissue, it's at least 3 times that thick. So at the beginning, I had to use at least 2 of those, because I will be like, oh my god, you know, everything goes through the paper, right? But now I got used to it, and when I go back to France French tissue is too thick for me now, but voila. So if you have any question about the viens bébé boy, the butter rich stuff, or gros bébé, le gros bébé, or the tissue, I'm happy to answer it. If not, I think we are going to end the stream with the babies and enjoy our late morning break. With this butter rich, I think I'm going to make myself some breakfast, English breakfast tea, or some Earl Grey. With this kind of biscuits, that's best, I think. So yes, my babies, the Yorkie, she's a girl. This is Lisa Chan. That so while I'm at it, maybe I see you are still coping with my blabbling, you know, so babbling. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I do rescue, animal rescue, and so I don't know how old they are, because I rescued Lisa Chan before she was gassed at the pound in Okinawa. That was, I think I rescued her about 4 or 5 years ago. I saw her on the internet and I thought, you know, poor thing. And at the time I only had one cat. So I wanted to give him company. And I thought, you know, if it's a small dog, I can even travel with her when I go back to France, because at the time I didn't have a pet sitter, etc., etc. So I rescued her, and I think she was probably used by a breeder, because when I got her, all her feminine parts were, let's say, we could see she had given birth, but he or the breeder probably got rid of her. He or she dumped Lisa in the street, because she was probably not giving birth to healthy doggies anymore. She was probably too old, so we don't know how old she is, but she was the vet said that she was probably about well, at least 10 years, because she didn't have many teeth left, and you know, seeing how she was, she's said to be at least 10 years, and I've had her for 4 or 5 years now. I'm not good with numbers, so, but she's been, you know, at the beginning she didn't even know what a walk was, so, and all her joints were pretty not flexible, you know, so, but she's getting, my babies are like Benjamin Button, they get younger every day, so, you know, when you give them a proper food, a healthy environment and love, they get really healthy. Charlie is, I rescued him, no, I took him in after he was rescued 3 years ago. It's going to be his birthday next month. We are going to celebrate his birthday. His birthday is the day he joined the family. He came into my house, and he was really rescued, this baby, because he was used by a breeder in, there is a place close to Kyoto in the mountain, and they have 300 to 400 animals that they use to breed puppies, and when they don't need them anymore, the breeder leaves them to die from hunger, which is you know, horrible. And one of the person who goes in there to feed the healthy animals, she thinks they are just, this is terrible, right? This is such a horrible thing to do. So she she doesn't say that she takes out the animals. She says, oh, he's dead, she's dead, and she takes out the animals. and there is this wonderful woman who takes in the animals and try and find them families. So what happened is that actually, I think this was destiny, right? Because 3 days before she took in Charlie, I got connected with her on Facebook, and I was following her, and I saw Charlie, and honestly, I thought, how can human beings do such a horrible, treat a living being like this, right? I will probably put, you know, some pictures I have of the day when he was taken out. He had no hair. He hadn't been eating for a long time, I think, so, you know, they can really get so thin very quickly, animals. So he had no hair, and like his eyes, he looked so sad, you know. So oh, okay, Ramses, you've seen the pictures. I will put pictures again, because this is what I do every year when I celebrate his birthday, because to me his real life started when I took him in. And I thought, you know, sometimes my father tells me, why do you take in old animals that you won't be able to keep for a long time? But to me, even if it's just one day and they can live a real life with a loving family, then I think I've done my job, you know. So this is why I'm doing this. And my cats are former strays. I found them in the street. So those who follow me know that. So I see some comments. Yeah, I've seen a comment. Yeah, I saw a comment about what do I think about the animals cafe. I don't, I know there are some places who are, I'm not sure if it's in Japan, but if it's places, you know, where I know this exists abroad, animals, they take animals from the shelter and then they do a cafe with it. Then they are doing a good thing, right? Because some people can't have or don't want to have an animal at home. Thank you, John. But if it's, you know, the cafes I have seen in Japan, all those cats are just so beautiful, and they are pure breed. I mean, these cats are, it is clear that it is a business, right? And my worry always is, what do they do what do they do when the animals are not usable anymore, right? So to me, this is a business, and I don't like a business that uses an animal, right? So this is why I've been to such places for shootings with the NHK, etc. But these are not places where I would go by myself, on my own will, let's say. And also, as I say, every day, I don't, even the zoo, I hate the zoo. I mean, I think this is terrible to put animals in a cage, right? And I mean, even when I see dogs in people's yards with a lead on, I mean, would you want to be attached, be on leash all day long? I don't think so. Or even be confined in one room all day long? I don't think so. And I think that people, they don't think like that. They don't put themselves in the animal's shoes. So anyways, as I always say, I don't need to go to the zoo anyways, because I have a zoo at home. Yes, you're right. Dogs are not a lone ornament. Voila. So that was the Butter Rich Cookie. Charlie Boy, kawaiso. I didn't notice. This is bad. I am a bad mama. He has the biscuits in front of his nose the whole time, so I'm going to have to give him a bite. Huh? He's been such a good boy. Voila, so also, yes, another thing I'd like to say about taking in an animal, that's, I know that many people, they don't do this when it's adult cats or dogs. But honestly, I have to say that to me, it's easier to have, you can train an adult dog or an adult cat. And if you've never had a pet in your life, I recommend that you start with an adult cat or dog because they are smart. Puppies, kittens, they are just like human babies, right? I mean, they don't know anything at all. The only thing they think about is eat, poop, and play. And especially kitten, I am a cat woman, but kitten are really, they are little devils. When they are small, they just destroy the house. So even my Coco, she was like this, but when I take in an animal, and I've had animals all of my life, I was born in an environment where there were dogs and cats, but if you take in an animal, don't see it as an animal, because obviously it would be bad, because animals are living beings and they have their own will, right? But if you want to try the experience, I'd say start with an adult cat or dog, because they have experience, and you can, sometimes it requires time, especially the animals that have some trauma, but just let the animal live its life and it will come to you a little at a time. And but there is always the risk that they will create some damage in your house. So, and there is nothing about it that you can do about it. It really saddens me to see that, you know, people would beat up their dog or animal for doing damage to their house or whatever. I mean, you have to teach them, it's your responsibility, right? So, anyways, 本当に可愛いんだからね. They are, I just, you know, all the animals are my babies, but my babies are especially cute, of course. Ne? And okay, I also had very often I have the question about why their tongue is dangling out. And actually, if you look at Charlie, Lisa, her mouth is closed, right? But Charlie, he always has his mouth open, because we think it's because, you know, they don't get, when the dogs, many of the dogs that are rescued from breeders, they have this jaw problem. They just don't shut it, because I think that, we think that it's because they've been lacking of the good nutrients. So the jaw just gets weak. And this is why my Charlie, sometimes when I don't see his tongue and his mouth is shut, I'm like, oh my God, who are you? I don't recognize you. You know, it's their trading mark, this cute little tongue. Voila, so they are the stars of the program, right? And so anyways, if you have maybe one or two last questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, then I'm going to say goodbye and see you soon. Maybe tomorrow I have another shoot at TV Asahi. And apparently there might be some waiting, so I hope I can go and look for something nice to eat in between, because the bentos I put on pictures are this looks really nice, but you know, they put lots of preservatives in the bento, and it always makes my stomach not feel good. I am from I saw the question. I am from Bordeaux, the wine area, so this is why I think it's in my blood, you know, the fact that I love wine. I'm thinking about starting talking about that. Do they understand? They understand. Okay, Nosh, I'm going to try and check this out. Thank you, because I could not message you. I talk to them mainly in Japanese and French. English, not so much, because it's not, even if I can talk to you in English, it's not the language I'm using most. So this is why naturally French and Japanese come out. Voilà. Yes, and tomorrow, so TV Asahi is located right beside Lopongi Hills. So if I can take a break, I will try and go for a nice coffee or lunch, if I can get enough time. Alors, no, I have never done journeys in Japan. That would be nice, but I think maybe it's hard to remember the script they probably give you, because I see that the few times I've seen it, it's really, you know, the text and the English is really precise, so that might be a little bit challenging for me. And I saw another question about Tabi Eats, I think. No, I've never contacted them. You know, I'm pretty busy with my food and wine job, so there are so many things I'd like to do, but now I've started YouTube, which was, yeah, Tabi Eats. Attends, hold on a second, let me finish with this. I think it's, yeah, it also takes time, you know, to do YouTube, and I need to learn how to edit, and so, you know, I wish I could do everything, but I can't. So hold on a second, Nosh, what is your question about animals? Do you think it's important for your pets to know Japanese commands because they are in Japan? Do strangers try and interact with your pets? No. Here, and I think this is a pity, and I always, you know, interact with animals. I mean, when I feel it's okay, but usually, I mean, you know, it's okay. Animals, they just want to be petted and play, right? Here, when you walk your dog, they would be more like pulling them towards them than letting them go and say even hello to the other dogs, because I think that the fear of an accident is so strong here. You know, it's a Japanese person always has in his or her mind that you might create problems to the people around you, and not only with your dogs, but anything at work, in your life, your neighbors. Like when at some point I was living in an apartment, and I had a small balcony, right? And I thought, first thing I thought is, yay, I'm going to make barbecues. My friends were like, don't do that. It will be meiwaku. You will create a problem to, I don't know how to say meiwaku. It's not a hassle, but it's creating problems to your neighbor. I mean, as French people, we never think about this. It's like, hey guys, I'm doing a barbecue, so you can smell it, right? But in Japan, no, you can't intrude in your neighbors' lives, even with just your cooking smell, right? So this is why they don't really let their animals act freely, I think. And you asked me about insurance. Yes, it's available. Pet insurance is available. It's a pretty big business, I think. I don't have pet insurance because I think this is expensive, and I don't know, it's just I'm not into that system. But there are even commercials about it. The pet, it can be super expensive. Thank you so much, Trek. This is very kind of you. I appreciate that because I realize that, you know, I'm buying stuff to make these shows. So, merci beaucoup. The vet, it's especially the vets who have one or many, you know, those trendy vets. Some of the trendy vets who have, how do you say, kango fusan, you know, infirmière in French. There's somebody, infirmière, someone to help, you know. Those places can be pretty expensive. Also, it really depends on the vets. My vet is kind of old-fashioned. Voilà, nurse, merci beaucoup. But when they have a nurse, when they have a trendy place, and it's like the dentist, right? They have to pay for the rent and these people, so they try to take your money. And it's like they would recommend tests which cost a lot of money. And I mean, this is bad, especially when you do rescue. You want to keep the expenses at the minimum because, you know, I also spay and neuter the cats in my area, and sometimes I help friends doing this. And I mean, to me, it's plenty enough if you, at least you've done a TNR, it's called. Attends, TNR? Is it TNR? I forgot, you know, when you it's NTR, neuter. I forgot. I will put the information in the description maybe. But you know, you just spay and neuter and put back the animal in its environment. It is still a stray, but this is why we put the V cuts. You know, you have this in your countries too. So the pound, they know that someone is taking care of the animal, and also the people around and the vets, because if someone else brings the animal in to be spayed or neutered, then they know it is it has been done. But when you go to a vet, I'm like, you know, once I went to a new vet and I was like, you know, I want to spay this animal, and he was like, oh yeah, let's do some tests. And I'm like, no, this is not my cat, and I don't need you to make tests about if it has HIV or whatever, because I'm just putting it back in the street because I can't take them in all, and it looks genki and I'm feeding it. But and he was pretty feral, right? But I also had a cat, you know, who got really sick, and I wanted a second advice, and honestly, it cost me something like $800 just to do some tests, and the guy was about recommending stuff that was not necessary. So, you know, you have to, I don't know in France how it is or other countries, but here you just have to be careful. Voila, so I think I missed some questions and I'm not going to have my cake. Attends, oops, what did I do? French words for woof and yang. Yes, woof. Woof, attends. Woof, 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 I think, and yang is something like meow. Voilà, meow. So I'm not going to show you my cats are actually pretty shy and scared when other people, thank you so much, Rolf, for that. But they are, you can see pictures sometimes, I think so. And they are getting used to me talking to you guys now on the videos, but at the beginning they would not even come downstairs when I was doing the videos, because even just the phone, they get scared when I'm talking to someone who's not even around. Voilà, merci beaucoup. I was happy to talk with you and see many of you, the regular followers, and I'd like to take this moment to say thank you to Nosh, because some of you, I saw you interacting with him lately. Nosh is, thank you, because you've been following me when I was not even uploading proper videos on this channel. You even taught me how not to film like this, but to film like this, to fill in the whole screen. So, and I'm really happy that you are still around, and the new, you know, all of you who started following me pretty early at the beginning of those live streams. I'm happy that you are still around, and I hope that, you know, if I keep on doing this, you will always be around and I will not forget you, because it makes me happy when I see your comments. Voilà, donc Kataneko, oui, à bientôt. Et merci. Thank you very much for following and talking with me. I will see you tomorrow or in a few days, okay? Going to enjoy the butter rich, that was the theme. Not the animals, but this will remain the title, the butter rich Hokkaido cookie. Voilà, merci beaucoup. And see you soon. Voilà, the stars. Mouah, bisous. Mouah, mouah, mouah. Bisous. Mouah. See you soon, guys. I love you. Merci. Bye bye. Alors, the cats are down. Bye, guys.